If you're a trades business owner, I've got a question for you. Are you measuring how much profit you're making per hour? Because if you're not, your jobs could be less profitable than you think. Let me show you. So let's say you've got two jobs, all right, and both are the same price, in this case, both 30K. Let's say that job A on this side is getting you a GP of 40%. Sounds good. Now let's say job B on this side is giving you a GP of only 32%. And so what you've worked out is your GP in dollars per job. Job A is getting you 12K, job B is getting you 9.6. Now in this case, what you're thinking to yourself is, hey, job A is great, they're the same price, this one's a higher margin and I'm making more dollars. But this is where it gets interesting. You need to consider time. How many hours were actually spent on site completing that job? Let's say that job A took a total of 100 man hours between the tradesmen that were there. Let's say that job B, on the other hand, only took 40 hours. Now the reason this might happen, even though they're the same price, is because job B might have been shorter based on the fact that it had less labor component and maybe the $30,000 was made up of a higher materials component. So basically, you weren't able to get the same kind of margin in terms of percentage because it's not like you're throwing 40% on top of expensive materials and still winning that job, especially if they're a commodity. So in this case, you've priced at 32%, you've got your 9.6K, but it didn't take you so long as job A. What you're able to do now is work out what your GP per hour was. And if we do that, what we end up with here is $120 worth of GP per hour, whereas with job B, we end up with $240 worth of GP per hour, which actually makes this job considerably more profitable. In fact, it's twice as profitable per hour that you spent on site completing it. Now, the real kicker is that that also allows you more time because this job here has taken you 60 hours less than this job, which means you have 60 more hours available. And what could you do with that time? Well, you have some options. Number one is that you could actually spend that time chasing, winning, doing more of that higher GP per hour work. Now, in this case, even if you couldn't fill your calendar completely to the same amount of hours that you could have with job A using job B jobs, what you are able to do is still potentially make more money without even having used all of the hours you have in the calendar, which allows for some more downtime, a little bit more time getting things sorted in the back office, or maybe chasing other jobs altogether. So if you want to be able to start getting results like this in your business, click this post to download our free GP per hour calculator, and you'll be able to start cranking the profit on your hours too.